All right, here we go. This is Coffee and Chat with Rev Bruce. We're bringing it back once again. Last week we were talking about some things and we were sharing about simply fixing your finances and making some things happen differently with your finances. And so, one of the things we want to talk about this week is, you know, how to make money online and otherwise. Some opportunities. And so, I'll just dive into it like this. Um, I've been freelancing, copywriting, copy editing, writing for different sources online for a little over 10 years now. And it's been, up and down, sometimes working for content mills, as they're called in the business, but earning a little less than, what would be traditional, but definitely gaining some experience and getting some exposure. And so as we look at this, understand that all of these things don't require a high level of skills, and I'll be adding some other items, links within the description so that you can definitely get this. So if you get a chance, check out the YouTube subscription and see what I'm talking about when I say that there are some other things that we can do while I'm at it. What's up to my people on Twitch, folks on Facebook, definitely having a good time out here, and I want y'all to be sure that you are knowing that you're in the right place and we're doing the right thing. And so, copywriting, copy editing, doing online tasks, virtual assistant. These are things that can be done, and you can do it. But to fix your finances to begin with, you got to understand where your personal finances stand before diving in to make money. Otherwise, it'll be kind of like Biggie, Notorious B.I.G. once said, it'll be more money, more problems because you haven't changed what would be considered your money mindset. And your money mindset is something that is talked about in a lot of different places, and that's a key factor when you look at how you're dealing with making money, and especially if you're trying to use that to supplement your income, if you're trying to use that to make some changes with your life, it's your money mindset that's a key factor. And your money mindset deals with not only how you look at money, but how you deal with money. What's your personal attachment? Are you a saver or are you a spender? Are you someone that looks at money from the view of abundance, or you look at it from scarcity? And so when you take a lot of that into consideration, I've added a piece into the description already, a download that you can get. It's available, and I would say check that out. That is a key, and I'll even give you the download right here just so you can check it out and see. Dave Ramsey has a lot to do with this. Rachel Cruz, this money mindset. And when we talk about money mindset, it is the idea that you look at money a particular way and you deal with money a particular way. And in doing so, you actually do not handle money well, or you do handle money well based upon your experience with money and your attitude towards money. And so as we try to figure out what we're doing with our finances, let's be sure that we look at this and we look at our money mindset before just diving in and not having a plan. And so, like I said, don't just dive in and not have a plan, but definitely look at it from where you stand with your money. And if you can, as you go into this, stop spending for a minute. Buy nothing new, add no new debt, no big ticket items, just groceries and gas, and the necessities, and stop spending for a minute. Take that into consideration. Make that a thing that you might want to do for the next 21 days, the next 3 weeks, right? Stick to a budget, save more and spend less. And as we add to it with this online income, let's see what happens. And so let's take it from there. So fix your finances. Warren Buffett says it like this: focus on yourself. Don't let people distract you from your ultimate goal. Stick with it and don't give up. You're going to need to be able to have some time where you decide to stick with what you've got going on and push through the naysayers, push beyond them, push beyond the people that say, why are you doing that when you can just do this over here and so-and-so making money, doing this. That might not fit you. That might not fit your situation. Remember, your personal situation is not just personal, but it may be unique to who you are and what you got going on. And so don't let other people test you and push you into something that you're not ready for. You find what fits you and use that. And that'll come up again, but I want to make sure that you understand. Find what fits you and utilize that to your advantage. All right. And so that's what part of this is about. And so when we grow, right, when we grow to our potential, right, and that's part of the work that we have to do, we will not only grow to our potential, but we'll also have to create some other opportunities, right? Start by increasing, one, your exposure. Join Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups that are in your prospective fields, related fields that you want to gain information and insight from. Do some sharing, ask some questions, put out some polls, and find out what people are doing. I recently did a poll in a LinkedIn group for writers and poets and just said, where are you sharing your work? And most people are sharing their work on social media rather than, online communities or even just their own author sites and blogs. And so that gave me a lot of insight on how people are sharing their new works and releases. And so, cool. Identify and follow influencers and icons within your industry. Read their articles. Listen to their audiobooks and podcasts. You've heard me talk about it. Gerald Peters, the blue-collar millionaire, he's just sharing some stuff on stock trading and beginning with options and the money workflow, and really trying to get people to understand the difference between trading and investing. That's one person that I'll follow. And so look at different people that are influencers and icons within your industry and see about what they're doing. Increase your experience, volunteer, if you're working in education, tutor, be a guest reader, things like that. Start your own venture on a small scale for short term. We got spring break coming up. Can you come up with a camp? Can you do a virtual camp? Can you do something that's, just a video tutorial, like almost like an e-course for children? Think about it. And your education. There are online courses and certificate programs. I've got some listed here that I'm going to be sharing with you later on, and some specialized skills camps and courses, boot camps, things like that. Things that you can use to increase your opportunities. And when you sign up for some of these online programs, they'll want your experience. They'll want your education. They'll want to know what's going on. And so take it another step. I say don't wait and do the work. Create your own opportunity, right? And I say that because a lot of people will wait for approval. They'll wait for acceptance. They'll wait for some form of appreciation or accolades. That's not going to necessarily happen all the time. So don't wait for that. Just do the work. Do the work and prepare yourself, and see where you want to go and develop your potential from there as you increase your exposure. Create your own opportunity. What would you do if you only had the skills that you have today? What could you start now and grow as you go forward? Think about it. And then stop thinking about what's going to stop you. And then you start creating your own opportunity right where you are. As a professor I used to have, Dr. Gloria Gales used to say, you need to stretch your mind. Stretch your mind and start creating your own opportunity. And so in thinking about this, let's take this to another level, right? Your current thinking got you here. Only new thinking will get you out. Your current thinking got you here. This is what got you in the situation that you're in right now, based upon your current thinking. That's why I go back to that whole idea of, the money mindset. And if you look at that money mindset and you put that out there, you will see that with that money mindset, you will be able to see different ways to make some changes and deal with some fundamental flaws that most of us have with our money. And so don't be afraid. It's that money mindset that, like I said, it's key. It's a key factor in how we deal with money. And so, boom, 6 money makers that you can do without skill. There's this thing called reselling, right? And I got this from being on with Charlene Johnson. She did a series a couple of weeks ago that I participated in, along with seems like hundreds of people. And she really laid out some things that we could do simply as far as reselling clothing and shoes. Jump on eBay, Poshmark, the Real, furniture and household items. Let it go, offer up, Craigslist, cell phones and laptops, sellbroke.com, buyback world, it's worth more. Swagbucks. I've been dealing with Swagbucks for a couple of years and always get some Amazon discount code, and that just saves me money on the other end. And so it's not necessarily a money maker, but it also saves me on something I normally would spend a lot of money on. Jewelry and watches. Check out local jewelers, Jewel Exchange, even those that are private buyers, right? Task and Virtual Assistant, TaskRabbit, and Fiverr. You may not be like super skilled as far as being able to write or do graphic design or anything like that, but you may be skilled in organization, and somebody needs you to help them make appointments. Somebody needs you to make things simple for them, to answer emails, to organize their files. And so the virtual assistant, TaskRabbit, side gig possibilities are they're wide and numerous. I just went through a course on Teachable where they interviewed an 18-year-old who is doing wonderful on Fiverr. And one of the things that he's doing is he's doing virtual tasks, right? And helping folks out. And to be 18 and making, $16,000, $18,000 a year, barely starting college, and like he put it, that's more money than he made at a grocery store, and it's definitely more money that he would make with the time that he's using. And so he's averaging somewhere around $17, $18 an hour, and God bless it. That's one example of what you can do. And so take these money-making ideas and tasks and then consider what are you doing, right? And so for me as a writer, I'm working with sites like Textbroker. Just got on Fiverr pretty good, Medium, and these sites, they all pay different, they all operate differently, and when you think about it, part of it is not just how often they pay. Some pay weekly, some pay bi-weekly or twice a month. Some pay, once you hit a certain threshold, once you hit $10, once you hit $50 or $100. And so they all pay differently. But one of the things, particularly with writing sites, is you have to make sure that you understand that it being accepted, your writing being accepted and approved, is the key to you getting paid. It doesn't matter if they pay weekly if your stuff hasn't been approved. I've got some stuff on a website that's been waiting to be approved for 3 or 4 weeks. It's just a matter of when do the editors and those that have approval authority get to it and handle it. A lot of times they do it before the payday. Sometimes they're holding off on the client and when the client is prepared. And so if you're dealing with that on a third party level, definitely look at, okay, not just when the site pays, but how many things do you have in the pipeline in order to begin to get paid. And so you're not waiting on all of these different aspects to get paid. And then the other part of it is I work for multiple sites because multiple sites pay differently and on different times, and they have different gigs available and different types of gigs available. I'd rather do product descriptions and really more of a real estate brochure type description than I would on autobiographical articles and news and current affair articles. But those are all the different types of things that are available. And your skill level. Be sure to brush up on your grammar and your spelling and have some writing samples if you're going to do that. And the other part about it is all of these side gigs that I mentioned here, these money makers, they all don't require a lot of skills. If you're reselling shoes and clothing, take good pictures, get good images of them, have them on display. And a lot of these sites, including Facebook Marketplace, as well as Craigslist, allow you to list on multiple sites where you can have the same thing listed in multiple places, and you can do that simultaneously. Make sure you check out the items that you have and what their current rate is. One of the things that we also look at are trading cards. Trading cards are popular now again, not just Pokemon, but also baseball and other sports trading cards. Serena Williams' card is doubled in value in the last couple of years. And I mean, just the way you look at it, imagine if you have items like this. And so here we go. I have some items like that, trading cards. I need to look at them and look at what condition they're in and look where they might be available. One of the sites that has made trading cards different is Alt. And they actually come up with a way to handle trading cards in a way that's almost like a portfolio, the same way you handle stocks. And so when you look at sites like that, that's one way to do it. But, trading cards are basically like comic books. They're collectibles. And so when you look at it and you say, okay, this is how I'm going to handle it with my collectibles, my coins, my trading cards, my comic books, whatever, always keep in mind that there's a national market like Alt, but then there's also a local market when you talk about it. And so you look at your local markets and your trade shows. There won't be a Comic-Con in San Diego this year, so people won't be trading the same way that they once did. And so a lot of that exchange may not happen at Comic-Con. It may have to happen online and in some other aspects. So like I said, go back to those LinkedIn groups, those Facebook groups, and see, okay, how people are trading. What are they looking for? Are they looking for 90s trading cards? Are they looking for 80s trading cards? What are the factors that are feeding into you getting paid and getting paid for what you have or what you can do? Those are the things that come into play. Are you getting paid for what you have or what you can do? And that comes down to a lot of things that people are not always talking about. A lot of times when we talk about making money online, we're talking about skills. And most of this that I have right here have nothing to do with skills. The most skill you might need is being able to list and describe the product or item that you're trying to sell and to price it accordingly. When I say price it accordingly, look at the market before you list it. I have a hospital walker wheelchair that, I'm trying to unload. What did I do? I looked up that model, looked up how much it was selling for on Facebook Marketplace, looked up how much it was selling for on eBay, and it gave me an average price before I listed. What will I do? I will actually list the items that I have as I do my spring cleaning, and I'll identify where would I want to put those items. Do I want to put those items on Facebook Marketplace, or do I want to put them on Let It Go? Do I want to have it where people pay me through Cash App or Venmo, or do I want to have it where people pay me on PayPal or even with cash, right? Those are the things that I need to identify as I go forward with doing resale, right? As I work on online writing, I don't determine how they pay me. The sites determine how they pay me. And so those sites actually primarily pay through Stripe. They also pay through PayPal, as well as other services. And so be mindful of that. Some will do a direct deposit into your account. And if you set it up that way, remember that you will receive a 1099 as an independent contractor. And so keep some aside for your taxes. Keep that going, and make sure you keep some financial records of it. You know, you want to make sure that you keep track of your effort versus your earnings. And I say that one, not only from a tax perspective and a accounting perspective, but also identifying if a gig or side hustle is worthwhile. In my opinion, it goes like this. Give it 60 to 90 days, right? Try it out, right? And as you do that, keep track of your effort and your earning, and see what happens. Where are you making the money? How much are you averaging a week? How much are you averaging a month? How much are you averaging an hour with the time that you spent on it? Are you spending more time, researching, or are you spending more time selling? Are you spending more time writing, or are you spending more time editing? A lot of sites. I don't write for a lot of sites anymore because there's too much back and forth with the client and the editor and myself for revisions. And I'm like, for the amount of money that they're paying, it's not worth it to revise an article 3 or 4 times for $5. It's just not worth it. It's different. And so give it a try, right? 60 to 90 days, mark it out, map it out, lay out your plan, and give it a try and see if it's worthwhile. See what you're making, see what your earnings look like, and I would say take it from there. And then once you have your information, I would just say, what are you getting? What's paying you, and where are you earning the money? And then is it satisfactory? Is it good enough? Or do you need to look elsewhere? And what's giving you flexibility and freedom, right? If it's worthwhile, then I say duplicate that. Duplicate that and then double down on it. Do more of it. And then if it isn't worthwhile, if it isn't working, here's what I say. Decide if you need to do something different or dump it and do something else, right? When I say do something different, you may need to take a different approach. For instance, on Fiverr, you can set up what type of areas of expertise you're working in, right? So if you're a virtual assistant on Fiverr, and scheduling is one of the things that you're doing, but you really are doing better at answering emails, then maybe you drop scheduling and you come up with some other things that equate to answering emails. Or you do something that's a spinoff from answering emails in order to where you increase your demand. And a lot of these sites, the thing that you have to be mindful of, whether it's a task or it's just you selling or reselling, a lot of these sites provide reviews of you as a seller. They rank you as well. And so if you're getting, negative reviews about how you handle things, then people will not want to do business with you. If you're getting, negative marks about how you handle edits and revisions, people don't want to do business with you. And so keep that in mind as you do this. Your ability to work with people still translates to an online economy. Your ability to work with people still translates to your side hustle. So let's say you didn't want to do this. Let's say you had other means and you wanted to look at options such as Uber, Lyft, Postmates, DoorDash. What are the things that you have for these flex jobs? What are the things that are risks for these flex jobs? I dare you to search YouTube and Facebook and just look up, Uber driver, right? I dare you to do that and say, Lyft incident, whatever it may be. Those are factors that come into play because now you're engaging someone in a service, right? And if that's something that you're willing to work with and work through, then, so be it. There are earnings potential there. There are also requirements. And so think about that. Does the work make it worthwhile for what you can earn in doing this side gig, this side hustle, whatever it may be? And does it fit into your plan? A lot of it may not fit into your plan if you want to maintain a certain amount of flexibility and to just maintain it on your laptop or just something that you might do on the weekend. And so think about it. Think about how any of this fits into what you're doing. For people that are in the ministry, right? What are you doing with your sermons? Beyond just preaching them, what are you doing with your sermons? Are you creating Bible study download subscriptions? Are you creating, blog posts? Are you doing a newsletter? What are you doing with them? Are you creating an e-course on understanding salvation and the aspects of and tenets of Christianity? What are you doing with your sermons to where you can convert them into content, right? And so think about it and think about how you can turn some of what you're already doing in your industry, in your field, and make that work for you. So what else we got? We definitely have some options for expanding our skills and learning. And so I say that because if the pandemic has taught us anything, there are some free courses that are still available. There are some things that make it to where we can get our skills touched up. I definitely say if you're going to be doing multimedia online, check out the Google courses on digital marketing. I've taken them, and they're really giving you a global perspective on marketing and how marketing works. Teachable is great for online courses as well as Udemy and Skillshare. And then if you are looking at strictly business courses and you want that Harvard, Yale, that Ivy League piece, right? Definitely check out this slideshow that Entrepreneur Magazine put out about 15 free online business courses that you can take, right? And so these are just examples of not only places where you can take courses, but also where you can teach courses. So you can teach on Teachable, and you can also teach on Skillshare. You just need to go through and look at how you're going to develop a course. What's your topic? Who's your audience? Are you creating a funnel system for attracting an audience? A lot of these will do the advertising for you. Some it's relied upon what you set up in a lot of cases, and that may also depend on your own marketing. So it's almost like self-publishing in some sense with some of the e-course programs. And so definitely look into it, read up on it, and see what else it requires of you in order to get it done. My man Dave Ramsey says it like this: all of us have a weakness. A large part of success is knowing what to do to avoid falling prey to your weakness. Listen, self-sabotage and doubt will kill it, right? Doubt is a dream killer. And so if we're not careful, right, we will find ourselves fighting ourselves. And what we need to do is keep in mind that we are not, right? We are not in the business of looking at it from the downside. We need to take it from another perspective. And so do not doubt yourself. Do not doubt your ability to get this done. It may seem daunting. Take on one thing at a time, right? Take on one thing at a time and then add it from there, right? If you're going to do it for 60 to 90 days, right? For the first 15 to 20 days, just work on one thing, right? Just work on one thing. If you're going to do copywriting, copy editing, just work on setting up, Fiverr, Medium, and some other accounts where you may find that you have a good fit, and just set those up and learn the ropes there. And then after 15, 20 days, maybe you want to go into reselling, do some spring cleaning, checking your garage, see what you got. Do you have old sports equipment? Do you have old medical equipment, furniture that you're not using, heirlooms, whatever it may be? But give it time and break it up into smaller pieces to where it is manageable and you don't begin to doubt yourself. That's where I would say you need to really focus on maintaining a big picture. And I want to make sure that you understand that your big picture is going to be a big deal. I want to wrap this up by saying here is the big piece you need to look at. And these other books, I'm a reader, these other books are things you should consider. Definitely Rachel Hollis, Girl, Stop Apologizing, right? She says you aren't going to find the time to pursue your goal. You're going to make the time to pursue your goals, right? And so change your mindset about it. Don't say, I don't have it. Carve that out. Create it. Make it. That's a different approach than saying I can't find the time. I'm looking, but I don't see where I have any open time. Make it. Make it happen, right? Gary V, crush it, right? If you want it badly enough, the money is there. The success is there. And the fulfillment is there. All you have to do is take it. If you already have a full-time job, you can get a lot done between 7 p.m. and 2 a.m. Think about that. Between 7 p.m. and 2 a.m. What are you doing? Are you watching, reality TV? I watch reality TV. Give me some Love and Hip Hop in and some other stuff, but I still manage to do these other things. It's a matter of how much of that time are you going to spend idly watching TV or, just vegging out, playing video games, right? If you're playing video games and you're on Twitch, why aren't you streaming? Why aren't you doing a Twitch affiliate program? Why aren't you building up your following and teaching skills? And why aren't you teaching a course on, Twitch, on Twitch where you're teaching people about, the games that you've done and become an expert in? Or why aren't you doing reviews of games? Things of that nature. And so break it down. There are different opportunities. And like Gary Vee says, crush it. Attitude is everything. Jeff Keller just read this book about a month ago. Positive thinking will not bring you overnight success. Boom, that's going to hurt somebody. And secondly, positive thinking doesn't mean you will not have any more problems. You will have setbacks and problems, but if you believe in yourself, right, you will overcome them, right? You need to, like I said, kill that doubt. Believe in yourself, follow what you have. Like Warren Buffett said as well, stick to it and don't give up, right? Believe in yourself and you will overcome those setbacks and problems. And finally, this book is an interesting read. Just kind of, been back and forth with it. The Big Leap, Gay Hendricks. It says a great way to recognize when an upper limit mindset is trying to sabotage your progress is to catch yourself when you start worrying, and then to question the source of the worry. The problem is that upper limit mindset says, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve this. Oh, you know what? The things are going too good. Something must be about to go wrong. And so that's self-sabotage. That does the same thing as doubt. That kills dreams. That doesn't allow you to grow and move into an aspect where you can develop and become stronger with what you have. You definitely need to kill that self-sabotage along with that doubt. These are just some things that we're looking at. They're just some a couple of ideas on how to make money online. I'm putting some more on the description. These would include some things such as Robinhood, Stash. Get some free stock, free cash. These things are out there. Like I said, Swag Bucks. You can definitely look at it. You can do some earning by just answering surveys on Swag Bucks and similar sites. And so I'll be putting a list on the YouTube description. Definitely give me some feedback on these and other items that you have, and hopefully somebody will be motivated after the day to do what it is that they need to do in order to change their financial picture. We'll look more into this later on as far as side gigs and money hustles, but a lot of this is simply things that you want to be able to do and get you ahead. Are there things you can eliminate, trim your budget, things you can do to increase your income? Certainly. But make sure you check out that Money Mindset PDF that's available. Make sure you check it out, download it, get an idea about what's going on with your money. And I definitely suggest that you build a budget. Build a budget and build one that you can live with. Build one that you can say, hey, man, I'm really trying to get somewhere, and I want to set this aside and do this and make it happen. And I think if you put your mind to it, you can get away with it and make some things happen and have some growth, right? This is definitely a time where you can do more than you've ever imagined. This is definitely a time where you can have more than you ever thought you could have. And this is definitely a time where you can make a mark for yourself and make some moves to at least give you a little more money to supplement, pay off some debt, increase your savings, build up your emergency fund, and potentially invest. Potentially take that, double up, put that into your business, another business, whatever it may be. But definitely start somewhere, make something happen. Don't wait on anybody else, and believe in yourself. Hey, this has been Rev Bruce. This Coffee and Chat. God bless.